Hello everyone, this is Dr. Fox, and I'm so excited for us to begin our study of the respiratory system. So let's talk about the respiratory structures and functions. In this video, we'll outline the major constituents of the respiratory system and understand the boundary between upper and lower respiratory tracts. We'll also discuss the major functions of the respiratory system. So the respiratory system is a lot more detailed than folks would imagine outright. Whereas it seems quite parsimonious with respect to the pathways that air will go and the organs involved, there are a lot of fine details to master. So first, let's start with the conductive pathway of air. Air can be drawn into the body or exhaled from the body through the nose and the mouth. The nose is contiguous with a nasal cavity, and there are some things that are happening there which we'll discuss. The mouth is contiguous with the oral cavity. The mouth and oral cavity are part of an aerodigestive pathway, meaning these regions are held in common function between the respiratory and digestive systems. As we move posteriorly, we'll see that there is a region that we will call the pharynx that connects the oral and nasal cavities. That pharynx, or colloquially the throat, is also part of this aerodigestive pathway. It's at the end of the pharynx, in a region known as the laryngopharynx, which I can fill in right there, that a decision must be made. Will materials move down the esophagus toward the gastrointestinal system, or will they move anteriorly into the larynx and then down the trachea as part of the respiratory system? The larynx, colloquially, is the voice box. That is the structure that is dynamic with respect to funneling or shaping air, and within there are vocal folds that can vibrate, that can produce phonation, which is what you're listening to from my voice now. The trachea continues down the neck and into the thorax, where it bifurcates into the primary bronchi. And we say that the path of multifurcations thereafter are part of a bronchial tree, sometimes referred to as the tracheobronchial tree. All of this conductive pathway is meant to support the lungs through gas exchange. The lungs are the organs which are responsible for the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen between the air and the blood. All of this is driven through the muscular actions of the diaphragm and other muscles of respiration that are capable of altering the volume of the thoracic cavity so as to alter pressure. Now, clinically, we can look at the respiratory system through the lens of you have an upper tract and a lower tract. And so the upper tract is everything which is proximal to the vocal folds, which I'm drawing in there. So that's going to include the nose and nasal cavity, the mouth and oral cavity, as well as the pharynx, as well as the proximal larynx. All of that is upper. The lower tract is basically the distal larynx, the tracheobronchial tree, as well as the lungs. So if you have an upper respiratory infection, maybe you have a stuffy nose, maybe you have a slightly sore throat, you have pharyngitis. If you have a lower respiratory infection, that's likely involving your bronchi, such as bronchitis, or the lungs. So let's discuss functions. There are three major functions that the respiratory system provides for the body. Number one, with a bullet, gas exchange. The respiratory system is the means by which we can load oxygen into blood so that hemoglobin may pick it up and carry it off to metabolically active tissues, a means by which we can offload carbon dioxide that has been delivered to the blood from metabolically active tissues so that we can exhale it. As part of this process, the lungs are also part of how we maintain pH homeostasis. In more acidic conditions or acidemia, where our blood pH is below 7.35, we can increase our rate of ventilation to blow off more carbon dioxide, which is a volatile acid. In the case of alkalosis, when pH is above 7.45, we are capable of slowing rates of respiration so as to hold on to more CO2. Another function that the respiratory system provides for us is sound and vocalization. We can make noises, and we can make meaningful noises. We could shape those noises into words so that we can communicate. And then finally, olfaction. At the superior aspect of our nasal cavity, there is some olfactory epithelia where olfactory nerves pierce through the cribriform plate, and we're capable of picking up and detecting odorants and giving those meaning. So something I'm grateful for, being able to smell, because that's such a big part of our presumed experience of taste as well. Now, let's assess the knowledge. So a person with a sore throat and a stuffy nose also has a deep, productive cough. Do they have an upper or a lower respiratory infection? Well, the sore throat and stuffy nose definitely signals upper to me, but productive cough also signals lower. Therefore, the correct answer is C. They have both upper and lower respiratory infections. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.